Hello and welcome back to Moving Forward, where we discuss community affairs and meet local people with intriguing stories. I'm your host, Ellen Copy, and before the break we learned a little about the University Park Alliance. With us now is Leandra Drumm, the creator of the Light Up Lantern Festival that recently took place in University Park. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Can you first start by telling us what is the Light Up Lantern Festival?
The Light Up Lantern Festival is a community event which takes place each year. This is the third annual event that we've had, and it's a culmination or celebration of the arts in our neighborhood. We have we work for several months prior to the event, creating lanterns, working with different community organizations to teach them how to create lanterns, and we work with local artists, university students, and teachers, instructors to create art exhibits for the event as well. The night of the event, we have an hour in which we get ready for the event, and we have make and take opportunities such as lantern making, face painting, henna art, we have fortune telling, those kind of activities. Then at 7 o'clock we take a tour around the neighborhood with the lanterns all lit up, and when we come back it's a whole different environment. It's evening and we have performance art, musicians, jugglers, fire artists, food, exhibits. It's just a fantastic interactive arts event.
So when you first started to get involved, what made you decide as an individual that you wanted to create an annual event?
Well, I come from a long line of artists that are in the neighborhood. I have my own business, which I create wholesale crafts, which I sell across the country, and my parents have a gallery locally in that area. And the university and UPA, the organization which supports this event, has made a push to support the arts in that area. And I had so many friends that were involved in the performing arts and the fine arts that I wanted a venue to highlight their talents. So, and I love the evening and I love fall, so we came up with the idea of the Light Up Lantern Festival. And it's a culmination of all those artists coming together to put on this production / event.
And there could be many other activities that you used that would be in the fall for all of this. What made you decide lanterns?
Well, I love to play with light. It's in some of my artwork. It just kind of adds that extra oomph to the piece, and it just makes everything that we created during the day a little bit more magical during the night. It's also very fun to work with, the young students on teaching them how to create lanterns and light them. It's we use LED lights. We don't use actual fire. So.
When you were just starting out the event and you were trying to describe it to others, how did you describe it to them to try and recruit them to join you?
It is difficult to explain because where I think we're a little bit different is the interaction. I tried to tell them that the line between performance or performer and attendee is somewhat blurred. We want you to feel like you're a participant, but not that you're uncomfortable. So we want to encourage participants to wear costumes and get involved. And it's also just, as I said, it was a celebration of the arts, enjoyment, discovery of little unique things. One of the things that we focused on this year was in the food vending. I don't know if it was noticed or not, but we had backpacks of horchata. As I'm a member of the University Park Business Association, I should back up, and we also try to highlight businesses. We have a Mexican restaurant that sells horchata. Many people don't know what that drink is. So the idea was that we have a performing artist that would carry this backpack of drink, and it would be a unique way of somebody purchasing a drink, but then it be distributed from a performing artist. So it's kind of this combination of performance and art and uniqueness.
Well, we actually had a chance to attend the event. Rachel Salyer from the Moving Forward team was there at the Light Up Lantern Festival, this year's storybook theme, so let's take a look.
They're here for the Lantern Festival. and it's the 3rd annual, and this year's theme is Storybook. Everyone is encouraged to dress up as their favorite storybook character. I've seen a lot of fabulous costumes.
It's just magic, and it's not only for kids, it's for adults as well. Wonderful stuff wherever you look.
Art and crafts and Halloween is something that not just one culture or another culture can get into, but everybody. So they understand that, oh, there's something fun to do, and they can get together and come to this space, and it's open and free to the public.
I think it brings the community together. I think it's important for kids to come out and see different kinds of arts. I think it's huge. I don't think enough schools get it, so I think it's up to the community to kind of make up for what the schools are lacking.
I just think it's important for the little kids to encourage them to keep drawing and being creative, and it's about storybooks, so at the same time it's encouraging kids to read.
Oh, this is absolutely needed. Having people come together is really great.
3, 2, 1, parade!
And there's so much good creative energy that people are just drawn to it.
It's absolutely awesome. I wish it would be every day like that. Life should be like this.
Hi, I'm Ellen Copy, and we just watched a brief story on the Light Up Lantern Festival. We've been speaking with the event's creator, Leandra Drumm, and it looks like there's a lot more going on than just lanterns. Can you kind of describe some of those things? There's so much activity in that story.
Yes, we have stilt walkers, fire artists, jugglers, magicians, origami artists. We have several activity tables that are sponsored by local businesses and the university. We had a table from the university literacy group creating stories with children. Yeah, there's much going on, costumes, lanterns, it's all sort of happening all at once.
And the theme that was for this year was storybooks. So how did you kind of decide that theme?
Well, each year we choose a theme. Our first year was Garden of Earthly Delights, second year was Circus, and this year's Storybooks. It's a method to sort of prompt attendees and performers as to what is going to be at the event, how to costume, what kind of theme lanterns to create. We chose Storybooks as something in which it wasn't specific to fairy tales, although we did a lot of fairy tale type art exhibits and performance art, but also sort of tell your own story, whether it's telling it with lights or how you create your lantern. As I mentioned before, the university literacy table, students or attendees were creating their own stories. Don Drumm Studios and Gallery hosted a show based on stories in which different artists had work on exhibit, and children and adults were able to write what they thought, enter a story competition and write their own story, what they thought the art said to them. So it was kind of a broad term storybook, but it gives us a leaping point to create the art.
What were some of the story creators or storybook characters that you saw walking around?
Well, we had personally on our side, one of our, my partner, Daniel Caulfield, and his wife, who are, he's an art director that works alongside myself with this Lantern Festival project. He was the Big Bad Wolf, and he had extended stilts, and his wife was the Little Red Riding Hood, and if you caught her, had a chance to catch her, she had a basket full of treats that she was vending as she looked for Grandma throughout the festival. We had the storyteller in a very beautiful costume with lights, and she read stories to the children that night from an illuminated book. We had, I myself was a white rabbit, which I was constantly late all night long. So yeah, we did more of the sort of Grimm's fairy tales stories on our part, but every costume sort of had a story, told a story, or was part of a story.
With all of this creativity going on, what's kind of your goal of it? What do you want to see each year?
Well, the goal is to get more community participation. In teaching the classes prior to the event, what we look for is teaching the method to create lanterns and encouraging costuming. So we hope that people from outside of the event, not the volunteers and the attendees, will start to create their own lanterns and participate in the event, that it will grow in their creativity as sort of a participatory art event. So we hope to see more costuming. We may have a costume contest next year, as well as the lantern contest. So that's how I'm hoping to grow. We also want to keep we tried more food this year. We would like to keep all the participants creative. So creative vending of food, creative staging. We build all our stages ourselves. It's not commercial. So it's small, but it's growing in that way each year. We get a little more staging, a little more costumes.
And do you feel that the festival is beneficial to the community as a whole?
Absolutely. The stronger part that people don't see is that myself and other artists have worked with different local groups in this area, such as the Links Community Center. We worked with adults creating lanterns in a workshop. We worked with an after-school program. We've worked with Haven of Rest. We've worked with local schools, Miller South, Firestone. We've also worked with some of the church groups. Our present workshop and storage is located at St. Michael's Byzantine Church. But we do a lot. That's what I feel is kind of significant in what we're doing is we're teaching and spreading the art before the event. And I see a wide variety of the community attending the event, anywhere from the actual gallery, the community that the gallery draws in, as well as the schools and the communities that we worked with prior to this. So it's a good mix of people.
And just as a quick statement, what would you say is the reason that you are always involved and what do you like personally about it?
Besides, I can't help being involved with art. I love that I'm seeing the people I work with attending that event, and that many people are saying the response is that it's magical, that they hadn't experienced some of the little pieces that we bring to the event, which is, you know, I personally write on the faces with an invisible ink on children. I put a little mask of invisible ink on children's faces, and then when we highlight them with black light, all of a sudden they have a whole image on their face. But they're little details in which, you know, we put our personal touch that has been significant to us.
Yes.
And sharing it with the rest of the community and highlighting what is already here with the university and the neighborhood.
Yes, well, you know, thank you so much for being here and sharing all this.
Thank you.
Today on Moving Forward, we learned all about what the University Park Alliance is aiming to achieve. And we just finished with the opportunity to speak with Leandra Drumm, who is the creator of one of the events held in University Park each year. To learn more about today's topics, as well as us here on Moving Forward, please visit our website, ztvmovingforward.com. You can also like us on Facebook to follow all of our updates and plans each week. We thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to next time here on Moving Forward.